the future, speaking of the future, are we looking at more of a large-scale thing where we've got a few select individuals running bigger sustainable operations, or more of a decentralized thing, or a combination of both? Just a quick one for anybody that wants to pick it.
I would say a combination of both. The demand on American agricultural products globally is not going away, it's growing. And so the only people who can really fill that demand are large-scale growers. But locally, nobody cares about where their flowers are grown. That's why flower production in San Diego is moving south of the border. But people care about where the food is grown, and that's why greenhouse production of herbs and leafy greens is growing in San Diego. And so I think it's going to be a combination of both, because people are concerned about where their food comes from. They like the story of the farmer and so forth. We're not going to be able to fill that global demand, but big scale growers will. So that's my opinion on that.
Awesome.
Yeah, I agree 100%. Like we spend a lot of time focusing on this very specific type of food system, but the reality is too much of anything is a bad thing. And I think where we are in the pendulum of modern agriculture is it's swung pretty far in the 60s, 70s, and 80s, and we're starting to see it. We're trying to adjust, and there's always going to be a home for, or a demand for, just being able to make cheap grain, cheap rice, those things. But we can't say, well, that's going to take care of everyone, because clearly when you look at the health of the United States and the obesity and diabetes issues, you have to factor that in as the true cost of food. So who's really paying for that? Like, if we have subsidized cheap food and all of these other problems, is that food really as cheap as we think it is? Like, clearly not. And so we need to make sure that we're looking at the whole thing and putting the pieces together.
Awesome. Good
I
stuff.
quickly want to say, I just really like the reemergence of the family farm across America. I mean, I think that's going to make a really big impact, and the big farms are there, but let's have more people do those small-scale farms that are actually serving their communities.
And not forget, it's a $3 trillion industry, the food and fiber. There's a lot of money to be made. It's all kind of centralized at this point, but that can definitely spread out to a lot more people.